So this is the hallway in front of the elevator on the second story, but first floor on the print. We have a recept underneath the window coming up right above the staircase. Right in this hallway of the elevator, we have 2 wafer lights that we will cut in. And then coming into the powder bath, we have one 688 on its own switch, 1 wafer light. We have our GFI. We have our recept at 65.5 inches for the LED mirror. And then we have a 2-gang switch box here that we're going to do a Dougal as well for the LED mirror.
Make sure she rolls. Yep. Okay.
This is the hallway closet in the elevator closet on the second story, first floor on the prints. We have 1 wafer light with the switch inside to the right. And then coming to the foyer, this is the where she's going to display her art. So we have 2 wafer lights, and we have a recept on each wall. So 1, 2, 3. And then we have 1 switch for this room. And then this is the foyer. So we have our switch here for the foyer light. Then we have our outside switches. And I'm not sure what these other 2 switches are for, but then we have a recept here and a recept. We don't have a recept over here, which is fine. And then our foyer light that's up there.
300 pounder. Go.
This is her office on the second floor. We have 2 wafer lights that are diagonal from each other. We have 1 ceiling fan brace that's centered up with the window. We have 1 recept in the corner, 1 recept sideways underneath the mirror or the window. We have another recept in the corner of the window. We have 1 recept up high for the TV. And then we have a recept in the corner here. And then these are her 2 switches, 1 for the fan that will be on a remote and 1 for the wafer lights. So coming into the hallway in front of her office, we have 1 wafer light, another wafer light in the corner. We have 1 recept to the left, 1 recept to the right. That's one of our chime kits. Then we have another wafer light here. Walking down our access into the kitchen, we have another recept here. In front of the laundry room and furnace closet, we have another recept on the left. We have a switch on the right for the hallway lights. Then we have another recept on the left with another switch for the hallway lights. And then we have a recept facing Terrell's office right in front of the powder bath. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 wafers in this entire hallway with, looks like maybe 2 smokes. I'm sorry. And then our thermostat is coiled up here as well. Okay. Okay, so right now we're in the dining room. No, we're in the living room. Then we got our little hallway for our art room. Then we'll be in the dining room and the kitchen. So we're gonna walk into the area. We got our 4-gang switch box over here to the right. Then we're gonna turn in here to the living room, and on the left of the fireplace, we have a recept. She did not want anything above the fireplace in this room because she wanted to put art. But we do have our fireplace wire with our switch on the side, and then a recept to the right between the fireplace and the window. And then we have another recept underneath the first window closest to the fireplace. We have recept down low between the 2 windows and a recept up high for the TV between the 2 windows. another recept down low under the window. Another recept down low on the second window facing the pool. And then now, let's do this lights real quick. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wafers in here. This wafer right here is going to be an adjustable eyeball to be able to face towards the fireplace. And then we have our ceiling fan that's going to be one switch with a remote. Now we're in the little hallway between the living room and the dining room. We have 1, 2, 3 wafers. And we have 1 recept down low. And then we have our 4-gang switch box here to the left of the sliding doors to go to the back patio. Now we're in the dining room. We have our switch here for the under counter lights. This down low is for our motion toe kick lighting. We have a quad here. And one of our under counter lights are going up and it's coiled up at the top. And then we have our other under counter lights with toe kicks coiled up at the top as well. And we have 1, 2 wafers with 1 heavy brace for a light fixture. And now we're in the kitchen. Starting on the wall with the fridge. Here's our fridge, but then the specs also called for 1 up high sideways. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 receps. This is where the sink is going underneath the window. So we have, this is for the disposal. Here's our 2 switches for the disposal. And our, can't remember what she wanted that other switch there for. Let's see. And then our receps are here. And then we have stub outs here where they marked on the studs. If you can make sure to get that. Where they marked, like you see where they put wire here? Okay. So wire stubbed out for our under counter lights here and under counter lights here, marked per stud for the floating shelves. This is for our Venta hood. This is for our gas range. And then we also have our other stub outs here for under counter lights per marked on the studs from the cabinet guys. Okay, so this is the butler pantry. So walking in here, we have our switch. We have 2 wafer lights. Over here to the right, this is 1 switch for a light in here. And then walking down the butler pantry, we have a countertop recept here. And then this is our junction box for the toe kick and under counter lights in the coffee area. Then this is for the dishwasher disposal. Then we have another recept right next to it, which one of these, I believe it's this one, is our home run for the island circuit. And then we have 1 recept up high and another recept. And then we have 2 recepts here This is dedicated, and this is GFI protected, so these ones are on their same circuit. Okay, this is still on the second floor, but the first floor on the prints. This is the laundry room and furnace closet. So they have a sink here, so we have our GFI here. And then on the same wall, we have these two receps should be dedicated and feeding each other to be GFI protected. This should be your home run. And then we have 2 wafer lights in here. And then in the closet, we have our switch on the outside for the wafer light. 1 light in here. They're gonna have a furnace recept. So we have the furnace wire coiled up. And then on this side, it's gonna be for our furnace switch. And then, or furnace recept, furnace switch. And then for our Cat 5 low volt home run in here as well. This is, yep, this is the bedroom on the second floor, first floor on the prints though. We walk in, we got our 2 switches, 1 for the wafer lights, 1 for the ceiling fan only that's gonna be on a remote. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 wafer lights in here, centered around the room, 1 ceiling fan brace. We do not have a light or switch or anything for the closet in here. On the wall facing the backyard, we have 2 receps, 1 closer to the closet, 1 underneath the window, closer to the corner. Then on the wall with the bigger window, we have a TV recept, a recept down low, closer to the corner. We have a recept to the left of the window and a recept in the middle of the window. And then for the bathroom here, we have 3 switches here. 1 is going to be for the shower can wafer, and the other wafer in front of the sink. Then we're going to have 2 hanging pendants, so that's why we have coiled up wires here. So this one is for our wafer that's out towards the middle more. Then we have 2 coiled up ones for the hanging pendants that we want to do. We have a 688 in here, and then our GFI is to the right of the sink. This is the hall bath next to Terrell's office, and we're going to do an LED mirror on a Dougal switch. Then we have our GFI here. We have a wafer light, and we've got 2 switches. 1 for the 688, and then we'll have a Dougal for the LED mirror, and then 1 for the wafer light. Okay, this is Terrell's office. Again, still on the second floor, first floor on the print. Walking in, we have a recept down low in the middle, 1 up high for the TV. Then we have 2 receps here in the corner, 1 on the kitchen side, 1 on the back porch side. We've got 2 switches over here. 1 is going to be 3-way for the outdoor lights, a recept down low that's in the corner. Then on this back wall facing the backyard, we have 3 receps. And then we have a recept in the middle between the door to come into the office and a door in the closet. And we have 4 wafer lights centered around the room with 1 ceiling fan. So we have 2 switches, 1 for the fan that's going to be on a remote, 1 for the wafer lights. And then coming into Terrell's closet, we have 1 recept on the back side that's facing the bedroom. We have a switch with a wafer. And then down here, that's on the back side of the bathroom, facing the backyard, is the low volt junction box for the kitchen under counter lights. Floor box, and it has a divider in there for the low volt.